Yeah.
Checked with my heart. It said lift.
Oh, lift. That is huge. Can you feel that? It sings. I love it. I love it. What else have we got here? You guys, you're going to have such a good year. Yes.
Mine is abundance.
Oh,
Abundance of
I love it.
beautiful relationships, connecting with people and really serving and loving, helping them. Abundance financially, abundance of wellness and health.
That is beautiful. Anybody online listening, that she was talking about abundance, an abundance of health. And I loved what you first brought out, though, abundance in relationships. Oh, my gosh, how often we forget that when we're so focused on abundance. Thank you. That's going to be an amazing year. Who else? Yeah.
Okay, so initially I started thinking grow because I want to grow personally and I want to grow my business.
Yeah.
And then as you started, have fun with this, I just saw in my mind's eye this beautiful flower, and I really want to
Bloom. Oh, did you guys get chills too? Oh my gosh. You guys, these are so beautiful. And you know why they're beautiful? Because they came from your heart. And here's the thing. You can muscle your way through growing your business. You can muscle your way through doing, you can't hear me? Her? Oh, her word was bloom. Isn't that beautiful? Bloom. Oh, they're all so good. And I'm sure if we heard every one of yours, we'd be dying at each one of them because they're all amazing. But here's the thing. You can have desire, and then you have what's going on in your brain, your beliefs, and I think your heart's connected to that in a lot of ways, but if you're just trying to muscle your way through growing your business, it will never cancel out what's going on in your heart. So for example, if your heart is calling for blooming, and you're forcing business, you're forcing that seed to grow, you're going to have some conflict. It's going to feel frustrating, and it's going to feel like, am I doing the right thing, or what's happening? This doesn't work for me, maybe even you might think. So the goal is, I believe that our businesses can grow alongside any of our intentions. I really do. It's when we're not operating in alignment with our intentions that we get a lot of struggle, and it's not fun to grow our businesses. We lose the joy in it. And so I want you to try that on. Try that on with your word, whatever your word was, and see how it feels with growing your business this year, and see how it can help it to blossom and bloom. I love it. All of these. I feel like there's two more. Maybe we can't hear the why, but two more. Yes.
Mine was unity.
Unity. Oh,
For family. I guess in all relationships.
I love that.
Transparent, being real.
Unity. So he said, in all relationships, being transparent and real. So translating that into business, that sounds like you guys get to work on a really strong team culture this year. I love that. Anybody else? Yes.
Mine was freedom. And it was
Freedom.
kind of
Freedom.
which, yes, that too, but think of
Yeah.
freedom from limiting beliefs and from old belief systems, and freedom from living in chaos, and freedom from just freedom.
That was beautiful. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing. She was talking about freedom from, I feel like I can't recapture it for everybody online good enough, but freedom from chaos, freedom from just limiting beliefs, freedom financially, of course, and I love that. It's also interesting to note freedom is a state of mind, and all of these intentions really are. So it's not like there's like the box of freedom that it looks like the same thing for every person. Freedom looks and feels different to everybody, and you'll find your intention where it looks and feels different to everyone. And so the goal is, if you can anchor into your intention for the year, then it's going to start to frame the outside of your world to match it. Does that make sense? Instead, what we often do is we're like, when I'm diamond, then I'll be free. Anybody guilty of that kind of mindset? I've totally been there too. When I'm diamond, then I'll be at peace. Right? We do this all the time. And we miss out on how our journey could have been. And we miss out on the connections maybe we could have had if we would have been in a state of peace growing to diamond. And it just changes the game. Are we all excited about having an intention word? Awesome. Okay, so go ahead and write that on the top of your year form. Let's get it in action. This is huge, and I would invite each of you to put your word big up somewhere, maybe on your wall, on your mirror. Stay really anchored to that. And I want to give attribution. This idea of having a word for the year was originally from Danielle Laporte, And it was given to me by Kelly Anderson, who's a presidential diamond in doTERRA, my upline. And so just so you know, it wasn't my own idea, but it's such a powerful practice. She invited me to start doing this 5 years ago, and every year it has transformed my life. I feel like years before I had a word intention, they just kind of happened, and I just kind of survived them. And now it's like having the compass for the year, right? So like last year, my word was joy, and it changed my whole game. And a little caveat with your word and setting your intention, expect that you're going to see the opposite of your word to help you get, to help you shift and adjust your life and bring it into alignment. So if peace is your word, it might not look like peace for a little while, and that'll be really good clarity for you to know what to let go of in your life that isn't peace, right? And so that's what showed up for me. There was a lot in my life that wasn't joy that I got to let go of, and it was hard and painful, but man, was it worth it. And man, is my life in a different place now. So awesome. And my business grew. Amazing. It grew because of this, and it inspired my team in a way that I never would have foreseen because of living it, okay? So this is the practice that I use for the big vision. But then as we look at breaking it all down, I love this sheet. So you can create whatever your personal goal is and your business goal. So personal could be health, spirituality, any wholeness, whatever it might be, relationships based. So good to have a personal goal running alongside your business goal, and then whatever your business goal would be. But this is a worksheet that is going to grow with you through the year. So I'm not advising that you're going to fill out this entire thing tonight, but what I would love each of you to take a minute to do is think about what your personal goal would be and your business goal would be. Let's just outline that for the year, but then look at first quarter and see if you just break it down by that 3-month stretch, what are the key things that are needed to do or to happen for each of those 2 goals for first quarter? That's pretty easy. You can do that. That's simple, right? So let's just take a minute and break it down. And if you're online, you haven't downloaded this, I'll just talk you through it. We're just looking at for first quarter, so January, February, March, what is your personal goal? So for example, if your personal goal for the year might be, well, personal goal is maybe harder because that could look different for everybody. Let's take business goal. If your business goal is I want to be diamond by the end of the year, then what's your rank goal for the first quarter? Maybe it's I want to be silver by the first quarter, and then second quarter I want to be platinum, so that then at least by third quarter we're hitting diamond or we're getting closer, right? Like, so you're just breaking it down. So that's why it's written twice. I love your creative juices going. It's so fun. I'll just give you just about 30 seconds more, and then you can keep working on this at home, keep revisiting it. What we want to do is we've got this big vision. We just saw the biggest of the big visions with your intention word, right? And when we say peace, unity, freedom, that doesn't necessarily mean at the end of the year you've checked off your list, right? Oh, peace, got it. We nailed that one. Score a successful year. No, it just means that that's kind of your guiding light, right? And your anchor. And hopefully you've cultivated more of it in your life, right? That would be fun. But it's not a checklist item, but there are things that you can do to support that. So that's what we're looking at there. But the personal goal, the business goal, those are markable. Markable? That's not a word. You can measure them. They're measurable. There we go. I love it. It's so fun watching you guys. I'm like tempted to just sit down and watch you all because I love your creative juices and your new year bubble of inspiration. So fun. So after we've gone here, then I'll show you what my next step is, and this is the other document that I've included for a download that everybody doesn't have printed here. You do? Oh my gosh, you guys! Andrew, thank you. I love it. Okay, so this is the week map. So once you've got, like, okay, this is what we want to be creating during our third quarter, then it's time to pull it into how does this actually move into my schedule? How do I make room for this goal to be achieved in my life? How many of you have had goals before that you didn't make room for them to be achieved? Yeah, absolutely. Me too. All the time. This is the number one reason why my goals don't happen, is I don't make room for them. So it's all about the strategy. How many of you have done time mapping before? Have you guys seen this kind of a thing before? Awesome, a few of you. So this is a time map. It's just an easy way for you to be able to look at a typical week and block out your time. So this is where I would be marking where are my work hours going to be happening. When will I typically be doing classes? When is a good mentor call time? Any of the business activities or my family activities, this is where the brainstorming happens to actually start to put it into place. So you can shift it. You guys excited? You're gonna do this year. It's your year. So, yay, thank you. So with this, the goal is you only want to have a maximum of 2 commitments in each square, and you want to have plenty of open space. Because if you have more than that, if you have more than 2 and you have not any open space, that equals stressed out life. So we need space to breathe. We need unstructured time. It's really, really healthy and important for you. So just keep that in mind as you're looking at that. Let me just pause here. And let's just ask, does anybody have any questions with filling this out or with where we're at now? You feeling, yeah, please. Yeah, that means as many of those squares open as possible. You do not. And here's the other trick. Okay, so I love that we're talking, thank you for that question, because that sparked another question that usually comes up with that. And that's we all start to put in, well, we've got to make the meal, and we've got to do this, and you start outlining all the little things, and you're like, well, I do 6 things every morning. I do 12 things, right? So the goal with that is that you want to work that into routines. So what's your morning routine? My morning routine includes tidy my room, make my bed, throw a load of laundry in, and get dressed. So I would just write morning routine, right? So it doesn't have to be that you're outlining all of the little things. Does that help a little bit to have that, see that in the view? So you could even have a weekly errand routine. Are you cheering? Probably not. So let's see. So time commitments, routines don't necessarily count for the 2 things. But you would put you wouldn't put errands and work time and an hour of exercise and you know what I mean? The big time blocks. You don't want to have more than 2 commitments in each of those squares. Does that make sense a little bit better? I'm so glad. Ask me questions so we can get clear if it's not clear. You guys feeling okay? Feeling good? You guys are amazing. Okay, perfect. So once you've gone through and you've mapped out that, then you've got a spot already in your schedule where as somebody on your team comes and they're like, I want to really meet with you. When can we meet? You've already got it blocked out in your schedule. It's no big deal. I honestly pull out a week time map whenever I'm making a change and adding a commitment or subtracting a commitment. So this is the greatest season of the year, in my opinion, to grow and build your business from January to May. I love this season of business building. And so my map that I had for the weeks in the fall and the just the holidays, it's not going to work. I wanted to include more work hours, so I needed to revisit my time map. But whenever I try to do it without this step and I just start adding more in my schedule, I get way overbooked and overcommitted, and I start losing self-care, and my life gets out of balance. So truly, just doing a week map whenever I'm adjusting things makes a big, big difference. Helps everything stay in balance. Okay? Deep breath. Who's excited? Let's hear a cheer for weeks and maps and planning. Okay, awesome. So with that in place, now we're drilling it down even smaller. And so where you would go now that you've got your time set out is using the work or the pages in the success planner. Okay, so honestly, I think that the success planner, and I apologize that I don't have the bigger pictures of everything, but you can follow along on the overview page. I think the success planner is one of the best kept secrets in tools. And I'll tell you why. Because literally, these are all like how the top diamonds in doTERRA grow their business. It's all of their secret sauce and how they do things, how they schedule their day, how they work with clients and everything. So it's such a powerful tool. So if you haven't seen it before, there's a couple of sections, and the plan section has all of your basic calendar things. This page is so cool because you can see your entire year at a glance. So as we're talking about setting up a track to run on, then this is where I would go in and put in, okay, for the next 6 months, when are all my classes happening that I'm going to be hosting? I can always add classes as people want to host, but I'm at least going to consistently always have a class on this night for the next 6 months, right? So you're staying really committed and you have that track. The other reason for doing that is, I don't know, are you guys all doing just a monthly class and that's just part of your plan? It hasn't always been for mine. Totally transparent there. And when I don't do that, it's really tricky to grow my business. So, and it's really tricky for me to share oils because it feels like if you share and you're busy and you don't have a class on the schedule, then it's like, well, I don't know where I'm going to fit following up with you in, or like teaching you the whole class in our one-on-one. So instead, if you just always have that class on the calendar, at least one, ideally having 2 or more, then you always have somewhere to funnel people into your class so that they can be learning the basics and picking up the rest. So this is a great place to do that. The planning pages within the Success Planner are fantastic, especially like if you're new in doTERRA or if you have someone on your team who's new in doTERRA. A lot of these details are hard to know. Like, I think it took me a couple years to know some of these things, like the important dates in the month, like, oh, the 13th, you should recheck your rank and your volume for the last month. You know, little things like that can get lost, especially as we're training people. But if it's on our planning pages, then we're not going to miss it, right? So the month is awesome that way. Week is fantastic because it's got it all really clearly broken down, especially your pipes and planning that out. And it's a really brilliant strategy for planning out your week, which I feel like there's training for the planner. So I'm not going to give that to you now, but I just kind of want to give you some highlights and some perks. So this is a great way to map out your business schedule. And then you've got all the way through December, of course, but now it gets into the really good part as well. The people pages are some of my absolute favorites, and they are fundamental in my business. So there is a section for prospects and pages that you can track all the little nuances. So any person that you share essential oils with, you can be tracking all the little details. Oh, they do yoga, and I gave them lemon, and they said that that their sister might be interested. You can keep track of everything right here up until the point that they enroll. Once they enroll, then you would do their wellness consult with them, and you can keep track of the information that they are, that you're compiling and creating for their wellness plan on their customer page so that you can follow up with them and you can have an idea of what their 90-day plan is. How many of you have heard of wellness consults? Oh, good. That's so good. How many of you are doing them? Doing wellness consults? How many of you think they're the bomb? I think they're the bomb too, especially for retention and LRPs. They are so good because they help people have good, positive experiences with the products. And so then they're going to keep ordering and they're going to love it and share it, right? So if you help them with the wellness consult, set up their 90-day plan, you can follow up. Then once they have loved the products so much that they now want to grow a business with it, then you would be able to keep track of their business building efforts on the builder page. The nice thing about this is it has a spot for you to track your mentor calls with them. So you can easily keep everything in one place. I love these pages. I don't dare build my business without them now because I've been doing this for over 5 years and I forget stuff all the time, especially when you're working with so many different people and who got what book and who had that question or who was wanting to do that class. Everything is right here close. You've also got some really great tools like a power mentoring guide. You've got rank charts in here. These are so gold. I love this, especially for new people being able to really envision what growing your business is like. It's all here. So if I am going to a mentor session or meeting with somebody in person, I'm bringing this, or I just keep this in my office, and this is how I keep track of all my calls and appointments and everything like that. Any questions on the Success Planner? Anybody questioning the value? I'm just kidding. Nobody would have the courage. I'm just kidding. It's so great. I'm really excited for you guys to get your hands on this. And the pages are available for download, right? For free download? Can you guys believe that? You can download any of these planning pages for free on sharesuccess.com in the library. That's insanity. It's so cool. And just a little great idea if you're a builder and you're helping new builders grow. I love the idea that Heidi Wayland had, our genius Heidi Wayland. She has her new builders actually take a picture of what their plan is for the week and send it to her. So she uses it for accountability and also just to make sure and support that they are spending their business building hours doing things that will actually grow their business. So it's been a great way to get their builders started. So it is such a powerful tool. Just in wrapping this all together, I love planning for the year, and I also know that life happens, right? And so I hope that some of these pieces, especially using like this main page right here, can really help you stay on track of what your goals is. And just from having been in the business a while, the things that grow your business are actually so simple and does not require intense training. It's just sharing oils, teaching people about them, and following up. So in our like share success language, then that would look like sharing the oils, teaching classes or doing one-on-ones, and then following up through wellness consults. Right? And if we are only doing those things, your business will grow. And so as I'm looking at my week map, those are the activities that I am leaving room in my schedule for. Those are the things I'm actually scheduling to happen because those are the primary things. I'm not even going to give examples of poor business time wasters because there's so many and you guys all know them. If you want to reach your goals, stay focused on the simple things. Keep it simple. Keep it focused with your intention of the year, and keep it fun. And your business will grow. It's just natural. So I'm so excited for you guys with this year. Are there any other questions about planning or any of the tools that we've mentioned? Anybody? Yes, sharesuccess.com. And it's in the library. So just click on library. So cool that they're free download. Any other questions? Awesome. You guys have been so fantastic. Before we go, I want you to just drop in a minute again, and we don't have to close our eyes or anything, but just remember what your word was, remember what your intention is, and think about how you can make that come alive for you this year. I loved how doTERRA's last convention theme was alive. I think that's what we need so much in our businesses. They need to feel alive, and we need to feel alive in them and in our lives, and then it gets way more fun to do our businesses. It's a fun thing we have here, and we're the ones who get in the way of it being fun, so let's stay on track with fun and awesomeness and inspired. You guys are so great, and I'm excited for your year. Have an amazing, amazing year. It's going to be great. So good.
Thank you, Quinn. Awesome stuff. So, like Natalie said,
Oh, I have so.
incredible document to help people understand why we do what we do. It's not on. It is on. The little light shining. Lights always mean it's working, right? Always. It has a light. The build guide is incredible. It's designed to teach people why we do what we do, right? It isn't just about me taking some oils and smelling good, right? It's about changing the world. And this helps us understand why we do what we do with doTERRA, okay? So we're just going to talk about the inside of the build guide, where we're talking about the different compensation models, right? What are the different ways that we are paid? So I wish I had one of these for all of you, but I don't. We're just going to review it quickly. So one of the ways that we get paid in doTERRA is retail sales. Who can tell me how retail sales work? Anyone? Yes, ma'am. You sell it to your friends for retail. That's right. Whatever retail price is, we buy it wholesale, sell it retail. The difference is 25%, right? So you can do that every day. Take orders from all of your friends, buy things wholesale, sell them retail. It's an awesome Mary Kay model, right? I'm not interested in that. I want to build a pipeline. Is retail a pipeline, creating a pipeline, or hauling a bucket? It's lots and lots of buckets. How are we doing? You are awesome. You were doing really great there by yourself, kneeling there. And I'm just totally teasing. I'm teasing, Andrew. You're awesome. Okay, I got it. I got it. I got it. What am I doing? Oh, there we go. Fast Start bonuses. So a Fast Start bonus is designed to help you get off the ground. So we're going to go out, we're going to share some oils with some people. They're going to say, I want to do this. I want to get oils into my home. They're going to make a purchase. When they make a purchase, how much do you receive as the enroller? 20%. How much does your enroller receive? 10%. And your enroller receives 5%, right? And that's because when I'm just starting out, I need the help of my enroller. So my enroller is putting time and energy into me, helping me change people's lives. And that person's enroller is putting time into my enroller, right? So it's designed to help me do what I need to do to grow my business. In order to grow my business, I need product and I need dollars, right? The Fast Start is designed to help me do that. Now, is the Fast Start bonus a pipeline or a bucket? Oh. It's a pipeline of buckets. How's that? So it's kind of both. When you're receiving 5% on a lot of transactions, it sure feels a lot like a pipeline, right? But when you're starting out, feels an awful lot like a bucket. It's just something that, we get paid. We've been doing this almost 6 years, and we get paid Fast Start bonuses every week. They pay out weekly. And, sometimes we do things for them, and sometimes we don't. So sometimes it feels like a bucket, and sometimes it feels like a pipeline. It's just a great additional way that doTERRA helps us get money fast, so that as we're starting, we can do the right things. Power of 3 bonus is awesome. It's just awesome. I go out and help 3 people get oils into their home. If I and those 3 people each place at least 100 PV LRP order, right? Loyalty reward order every month. And between me and those 3 people, we have a total of 600 points. That's called or referred to as group volume. Then I get $50. I help 3 people. Me and those 3 people each do 100 PV LRP every month. and my group volume, me and my first level, is 600 PV, I get 50 bucks. If I go help those 3 people get their 50 bucks, right, qualify for their $50 Power of 3 bonus, I get 250. If I help my 3 people earn their $250 Power of 3 bonus, I get $1,500. Now, is $1,500 a lot of money? Yeah, it's awesome. So, $1,500 is a lot of money, but compared to the potential, it's really not very much. So there will be a lot of people who will build their organization with their eye on the $1,500. And the challenge is when you do that, sometimes you make decisions that make it hard for you to get beyond that in other compensation ways that we're going to talk about. So Power of 3 bonus is really, really helpful and important. But you can't just build for that. You have to look way beyond that. I have to tell you, I love, love, love what doTERRA has done in building the compensation plan. It incentivizes us to do only the right things. So think about it this way. Let's say you're on my team, and I earn more money when people are closer to me. And you introduce me to your friend, and you're really not that interested in doing the business, but your friend really is. If I'm compensated more on the people who are closer to me, I might try and talk you out of being her enroller because you're really not interested, right? I mean, you just want to use the oils, and she's going to take a lot of time and energy, so I really should be her enroller. Well, doTERRA builds this structure that says, no, you're going to get paid the further people are away from you, the more you're going to get paid. So I'm incentivized to do the right thing, which is to help you be her leader. And I love that. In all the compensation ways that doTERRA has, we're incentivized to do the right thing, which is help other people grow, help them become, right? Power of 3 bonus, that's what it is. If I can help 3 people underneath me get a $250 bonus, I get $1,500. That's awesome. So the next way we get compensated is the unilevel. And this really is an example of doing the right thing. We get paid more the further people are away from us. So we don't necessarily want to, cast people out there on our 7th level, but we want to help the people who are underneath us become great leaders. And as they become great leaders, then they help the people below them become great leaders. And we start to build this organization that really starts to change the world. It's just incredible. My wife, Heidi, she said that one of the first meetings she went to, she was listening to Natalie, and Natalie was saying that they had 4,000 people on their team 5.5 years ago. 4,000 people on her team. And Heidi, my wife, said, I couldn't imagine having that many people on a team. I just couldn't conceive of that many people. Well, we are way past that now, right? And of course the Goddards are, factors of, 100 of that or something like that. But the reality is there's so many lives out there that we can touch when we're doing the right thing, which is helping someone else. And so in the unilevel, we get paid 2% of all the volume on our front line. And we get paid 3% of all the volume on our second level. And it just keeps going through down till we get to 7%. 7% on our 7th level. Now, how many of you have ever heard of dynamic compression? We're going to wade deep in here. Dynamic compression, anyone? How many can explain it? It's awesome. It's the coolest thing in the world. Dynamic compression results in us getting paid for people on our 10th and 11th level. Well, how does that work? So doTERRA says if there are commissions that are due to the field, that's what we are, we're the field. If there are commissions due to the field, we're going to pay them. Other companies don't. If someone's supposed to get a commission and they don't qualify, and how do we qualify to get anything? 100 PV LRP every month, right? So doTERRA says if someone isn't qualified to receive their commission, we'll pay it to the next person up the line who is qualified. And they'll keep going up the line until they find someone who is qualified, who has placed their 100 PV LRP order. And they'll pay the commission to them. So we get paid on people on our 9th and 10th and 11th level because it's kind of rolling up and you know, people aren't qualified along the line and so someone on our 7th level is qualifying. Does that make sense? It's called dynamic compression. Other companies don't do that. They keep that and it's referred to in the industry as breakage. And I'm, again, so grateful that doTERRA does the right thing. Money's due to the field. Someone's out there working. Someone's out there helping people set up their LRP orders. Someone's answering the phone, right? Whatever it is, let's pay that to the field. The Unilevel is just an incredible place to be. You can see here from this graph, let me see if I can get this. You can see the colors here. So purple is fast start, right? Unilevel, it's where the majority of the income comes from. Way more than $1,500, right? And so this is why you want to be building for rank, not necessarily power of 3. So when you're making strategic placement decisions, be thinking about rank, not necessarily about power of 3, because you're limited with power of 3 at $1,500. But there isn't a limit on Unilevel. Then as you become a leader, and a leader as defined by doTERRA is silver and above, you get to participate in leadership pools. And this is a little hard to see, but basically doTERRA sets aside money every month from their business. They take 2% of it and they split it among silvers, golds, and platinums. So everyone gets shares. A silver will get 1 share. Golds will get 5 shares, and platinums will get 10, right? And then they add up all of those. So the number of silvers that month, they add up all of their shares. The number of golds at 5 apiece, they add them up. The number of platinums, they add them up at 10 apiece. That total number of shares, they divide that into that 2% of the business that they do that month. And then they pay that out. That's called a leadership bonus pool. Diamonds, blues, and presidentials work on largely the same same system, right? Where diamonds get 1 share, blue diamonds get 5 shares, and presidential diamonds get 10 shares, right? Same thing. They also take 1% and just give it to the diamonds. So 1% of whatever they do that month, they split up and give to just the diamonds. 1% they take and give to just the blue diamonds. There are fewer blue diamonds than diamonds, so the blue diamonds get more. And then they take 1% and split that among the presidentials, right? And there are fewer of those, and so they get more, right? Those are the leadership pools. And then lastly, of course, there are the founding bonuses they get if you're a founder in a company when a country opens, and if you're when doTERRA goes into a country, when they open a country, then they set up a founders club. And based on the country and its culture, then they may take, the top 20 people who hit gold. They will take 1% of their annual sales in that country and split it up among those 20 people. So every January, they get a founder's check for whatever the business in that 1% of the business in that country was for the previous year. So if you're building a pipeline, that's a really nice pipeline. You get to gold, right? Whatever it takes. If you talk to any founder in any country, they will tell you whatever it takes to become a founder, to hit whatever that requirement is. Whether it's gold, some countries are gold, some countries are platinum, and some countries are diamond. It just depends. Whatever it takes, because it is the ultimate pipeline. And it doesn't just pay out for your life. It's a pipeline. Unilevel, is that pipeline or buckets? Unilevel is a pipeline. So if you've all heard the story about pipelines and buckets, right? So if you had a home and you were a couple miles away from a water source, but you wanted water in your home, what price would you be willing to pay to get that pipeline in place? If you went out to install the pipeline and you dug a trench and it all caved in, what would you do? Walk away? Whatever it takes, right? A really big rock that you can't dig through. Over, around, or through, right? I love what doTERRA offers us. It offers us the opportunity to build a pipeline. But we're going to encounter rocks and really, really nasty, swampy, sandy ground that is going to be hard to dig a trench in. But the pipeline is worth it. Absolutely worth it. So there are going to be times when you're frustrated. It's going to be raining on you, snowing on you. You're out there trying to dig a hole, dig your trench. It doesn't matter. Whatever it takes, just make it happen. Any questions about compensation? Coolest thing in the world. I am so grateful we work for doTERRA, with doTERRA. Any questions? Thank you all for coming tonight. Hopefully we have a foot of snow out there. I don't think we do, but thank you. First Thursday of February, we'll see you back here. Thank you.